Welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. Cindy Ross Friedman, and I am a member at large of the Thompson Rivers University Faculty Association Human Rights Committee. Thank you all for coming out to hear this talk and for remembering that it's daylight saving. I just want to acknowledge and thank that we're on the traditional unceded territory of the Secwepemc people. Thank you very much. And just a couple of quick announcements. One, apparently there are some signs out in the foyer. Apparently you can take them if you think they're important and want to use them. I've just been given that announcement, so I'm happy to make it. The other thing I want to say is that there is going to be a film being shown next Sunday here in the Clock Tower at 2 p.m. It's being hosted by the Council of Canadians in conjunction with World Water Day, and it's called Gasland. So that's next Sunday at 2 p.m. a film in here. Okay. Without further ado, I think I want to just get going. It's my great pleasure to introduce to you today our moderator from the Dean of Science here at Thompson Rivers University, Dr. Tom Dickinson. Thank you, Tom.
We're negotiating here. Are you going to get it up? Sure. One thing that I saw flash by in passing was the next notice of the next talk by Richard Boyce, President of the United Steelworkers, on April 13th. And the title will be The Reality of Having a Mine on Our Doorstep. So you forgot to mention that one, Cindy, or were you going to moderate it? Oh, you said you couldn't. I'm not sure if I'm here on the 13th. Well, then I didn't say anything. So thank you very much, Cindy. My name's Tom Dickinson, as Cindy said, and it's been my pleasure to moderate 3 of these sessions, in addition to an information session that was run by KGHM last September. And the first one, we had to finish early because it was a Grey Cup game. The second one, we had to hurry up and tidy up quickly because it was the Super Bowl. And now Peter gets the priority. So thank you very much for coming along. And it's my very great pleasure to introduce a colleague and a friend as our presenter today, Dr. Peter Tsigaris. Peter's a professor in the Department of Economics at Thompson Rivers University, and he did his undergraduate and graduate work at Concordia University, where he met his wife, and he moved to Kamloops in 1993 with Leanne, and they have 2 small children. Well, they're bigger now. My son taught them, right, in swimming. Anyway, Peter's research interests are, I'd say, eclectic is a nice way of saying it. We end up periodically having discussions of games theory and economics, evolution and economics, ecology and economics, and we've shared a number of different discussions over the days on the interface between science, economics, environment, and other things. And Peter and I were chair and vice chair of the Thompson Rivers University Environmental Advisory Committee as well. He's published a large number of articles in international journals on all of these different subjects, and has attained, I think, a bit of a reputation for the excellence in his research in the economics department. Today, he's going to give us a perspective that matches with some of the other perspectives we've had. And the title of Peter's talk is An Economic Assessment of the Possible Health Impacts from Deteriorating Air Quality in Kamloops. Peter, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Yeah? Yeah, good. Thank you so much, Tom, for the introduction and the nice words about me. I just want to clarify that I am where I am by accident. I never thought I would be an academic in my life, ever in my life. So anyway, here I am now. My background in terms of my parents, etc. They lived live when World War II took off, and they were young, and therefore they didn't get educated if they wanted to, and they didn't have the opportunity to get educated. Anyway, so in terms of my family background, there's not a lot of people that moved where I am. So leaving that aside, anyway, I've been in Kamloops since 1993. I came from Montreal. Before that, I lived also in Greece. I was born in Montreal. We moved to Greece, and then I came back to Montreal, my post-secondary schooling, and here I am in Kamloops for the last 20 years. It's been incredible. I have my wife here. We adopted 2 children, lovely children from British Columbia, and we're enjoying our life in Kamloops, and we will continue to enjoy our life in Kamloops. Anyway, so that's. I can tell you a lot more about me, but it's important that we talk about the topic that I will be addressing. At the same time, I would like to acknowledge some people. Of course, my wife, because over the last 8 months, she's been hearing this story over and over again. New information was coming to me every day. So, you know, Liana found out this information. Oh, I found out this information. Oh, this information. Oh, etc. And just to tell you that Cindy approached me about 8 months ago to give a talk on the economics of the Ajax mine, etc. And I said, Cindy, really, I'm not ready. I need time to do a proper work. And she said, okay, take some time. How about October? I said, okay, October. October, was it? Something like that. Anyway, sometime in the fall. And I said, so when the fall was approaching, I said, I don't think I'm ready yet. I don't think I've done all my research. I need more time. And she said, okay. Then, of course, all the rumors were circulating that, oh, something was going on. No, there were no rumors. Peter decided that it wasn't time for him. So now the time has come. I think the time has come. And it's ongoing research, actually, because all this research over the last 8 months I've done, it will probably carry over for the next 10 years of my academic career before I retire. It's fascinating what I'm finding, and I'll find more information as I go. In other words, I am a PhD student again. So I came here to talk to you about an economic assessment of the possible health impacts from the deteriorating air quality in Kamloops. And I would like to acknowledge also Dr. Calder, because her inspiring talk a month ago motivated me to focus on the economics aspects of it in terms of the health impact. Also, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Bob Sumner, sorry for my pronunciation, who also gave me a lot of information in terms of the atmospheric aspects of the problem. Preston, my student, who did quite a bit of research for me, and a lot more probably I'm forgetting a few other people. But let me proceed and with the talk. I get a little bit more comfortable as we go along, so bear with me. Are we all on the same page? Yeah? Good. I am an academic, and I'll try to level it down to so the public can understand. I'm not going to put any sophisticated mathematical equations there or any economic graphs. It will be very simple. Okay? So let me start off by saying that we breathe air, right? And we want to breathe good air, and that's probably good air there, although there are probably aerosols and particles from air pollution that we can't see in there. But anyway, it's a relatively nice day. The air is not 100% clean, but it's not a bad day, to put it this way. And of course, we can move towards that direction and have a very bad day, which is basically January 24th, 2014, which there was an air quality advisory, actually the 24th, I think, on 2014, the air quality was pretty bad. We don't want to have too many of those bad days. We prefer to have the nice days. And there's a project one here that can lead to benefits from some kind of from the increased economic activity. Some project could be Ajax, could be some other project basically, but also can lead to air pollution with external costs, healthcare costs, ecological costs, and all sorts of costs. Costs basically that it's not borne by the firm or the market; it's borne by the community. Okay. And there's a project one, and that's what we're going to be looking at, right? Wrong. We're not going to be looking only at that. There's another path in life. And that path is going that direction. Instead of moving towards more dirtier air, because somebody told you that there are economic benefits, there's a path that takes you from dirtier air towards a better air. And there are economic benefits and costs associated with cleaning our air. If my house is dirty, I spend a lot of time cleaning it up in order to make it better, in order to enjoy it. I get benefits, but there is a cost because me and my wife have to clean it up. We could have enjoyed a glass of wine. So project 2, economic benefits and costs from cleaning our air. So which path should we take? Well, it depends on a number of things. The first thing that it depends on is basically, do we have too much of it? Is there too much pollution in Kamloops? The second thing that it depends on is basically, is our standard of living very, very high, or is it very low? If it is very low, then maybe we have to adopt whatever technology we have now to increase our standard of living and get better. But at the same time, pollute a little bit. China. But if our standard of living is very, very high already, of course, with associated problems, there's a lot of poverty sometimes. But a higher standard of living than other nations, underdeveloped nations, maybe we should be looking at path 2. How much, another aspect is how much do we value the ecological aspects of it, nature? Do we place a value of nature? How big are the health impacts? Do we value safety? There's a few other ones, but, of course. What image do we want for our town? Which was brought nicely by former Mayor Mel Rothenberger, and of course Dr. Rob Hood and Dr. Rob Hood and Dr. John Hall. Those are important elements of which direction your community wants to go. Our community wants to go, excuse me. Okay. With me? Yes. Good. Let's go back to project 1. First problem. So this new project basically in economics creates this consumer and producer surplus. Consumers' happiness. And producers' happiness for producing the copper, the gold, this thing, whatever it is. Okay? Because society values it. But at the same time, these projects can impose this negative externality in terms of possible health and ecological impacts. Okay? So it's a benefit cost. You cannot ignore the social cost. Let's go back to this proposed mine, the net benefits. I'm going to spend just a little bit of time on this side of the board, because on the left-hand side. I'll go to the right-hand side soon. Okay, so we have basically some benefits arising from the expansion of the supply of copper and gold. And who will be who will benefit from it? Consumers, because they need the copper, right? And how will they benefit? Well, the expansion of the supply will put pressure on the price of copper to get lower. More supply, same demand. I'm not changing anything. Therefore, they'll be a lot happier. When you go shopping and you find the prices lower, you are a lot happier, aren't you? I am. My wife is, well, I'm not sure about me, but my wife definitely is. Because I'm not sure what they're selling me when they lower the price. But anyway, that's a different question. My students always say he's funny. I don't know if they're learning anything, but he's funny. So the consumers will benefit. The benefits will come from the lower price. Now, at the same time, the lower price will affect all existing producers in a negative way, because they will get a lot less revenue. Highland Valley Copper, New Gold. They don't want these guys to come in and expand the supply. Why would they? But I'll call that a transfer. In other words, I'll put a dollar figure, because I don't want to take sides on the consumers or not. So I'll put a dollar figure for every dollar of one person losing to another person gaining. Okay? So consumers gained, the existing producers lost. Therefore, there are not a lot of extra consumer benefits from this small expansion of supply. That's 0.3% of the world market. 0.3%. Not a lot. At a lower price. I've calculated, but I won't tell you the number. Not a lot. The other element is called this net present value. It's the producer surplus. It's the revenue that the firm will get. And the revenue that the firm gets, it gets it from the consumers that buy the product. And it's in a way, it's offsetting. Minus the cost of producing copper. All cost of production. Not only labor. Labor is a cost, by the way. It's not a benefit. The cost of capital. The firm will put $1.4 billion into this investment. They can take that money and put it in the S&P 500 and get a 7% return. Therefore, this project has to yield them more than 7% return in order to put the money here. I will subtract that from there, because that's an opportunity cost to an economist. The money can go elsewhere. The cost of using energy, the cost of using water, the ecosystem. They're using nature, and nature produces ecosystem services. That should be incorporated in there. It's not, because the economic system doesn't allow it to be in there. And the health impact. Why should we pay for it? But if I include all of that, there's nothing left for them. Net benefits, of course. The revenue that they get. And where do they get the revenue from? Well, they get it from the producers and the consumers. So it's a transfer. But of course, they can use it for public good, for provision of public goods. And community. That community has confused me. There is one benefit. And that is the donations and the philanthropy that the mine will give to the community. The other stuff is complex and mixed. It's complex and mixed for the following way. I don't have a counterfactual to evaluate it. If the mine comes in, the mine comes in. It provides whatever the benefits are. But if the mine does not come in, something else happens. And that something else will lead also to growth and benefits, etc. It's the net effect that matters in economics. We need the counterfactual. We don't have it. I'm not going to spend time on this particular aspect. It's the same way as medicine. You have a treatment group, you give them drugs. And you say, oh, look, 6 people out of 100 are much better with the drug. So what? You need a control group. You need a counterfactual. You need something else to compare it, the status quo. maybe 10 people are better off with the status quo out of 100. You need to compare. It's not an absolute value. It's a relative term. And of course, it's pretty risky. It's a sector that goes through booms and busts. So the benefit side is not very clear to me. And please, if you want to ask me questions specifically about the community and the counterfactual, I can address it during discussion period. All right. Here are some community costs. Well, there'll probably be air pollution, particulate matter, leading basically to respiratory and health illnesses, hospital admission, premature death, children at risk, school and work days missed. Gee, I cannot believe it. What time is it? Okay, good. I cannot believe my child, my 14-year-old child, is very extremely healthy. He never gets sick. We say to Lian, Alexander, my younger one, always gets sick. He'll feel flu, etc. Well, this winter time, I was reading the Environmental Protection Agency paper from the U.S. and I was reading about acute bronchitis. So I was reading the symptoms. Eric was coughing in the other room and not breathing and having fever. So I was reading the symptoms and I said, Eric, let me read you this. So I read the symptoms. I think you have acute bronchitis. She says, I don't know that. I said, I better take you to the hospital tomorrow if it continues. And then I take him to the hospital. Lo and behold, he had acute bronchitis. Wow. So there are economic costs of possible health impact. And of course, there are these ecological damages. And I'm not going to spend time on ecological damage, but I can tell you a lot about those too. Because they're very significant. They're not minor. Nature has become scarce. And when nature becomes scarce, it commands a price. But we have no price on it. All right. So the question is, which one is higher? Clearly, the community costs are there. At least the ecological damages, maybe the other ones, I don't know. I don't know. There must be there too. So that's the situation. Project 1. To me, I'm not sure. I'll tell you more about it. What I'll do is basically, the purpose of the environmental review process basically to examine this side. They don't care so much about that side. They're very interested whether these are high costs. If they're high costs, they will not get the permit. The mine will not get the permit. If those are low cost, they will. All right, let's go to project 2, cleaning our air. I love it. And there are net benefits. I guess I should say net benefits. There are benefits from arising from cleaner air. Right? Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Gee. Oh, no, I made a mistake. Oh, Leanne, I told you not to put those there. There are the benefits. Better nature. Jackal Lake. Go and have a nice outdoor activity. Oh, look at those guys. The benefits arise from avoided health and ecological impacts. The benefit arises from not giving nurses and doctors more jobs. Community benefits are very clear here. Sorry. Right? Cleaner air. There must be community benefits, better lifestyle, better quality of life, etc. All right. Cost of clean air. You want to see some cost of clean air? There must be cost, right? We have to sweep the floors. Abatement technologies, we call them in economics. Bag houses. They take dirty air, they filter it out, and the clean air comes out. Efficient fireplaces, electric cars, natural gas buses. And it's good. I congratulate the mayor for taking an initiative there with Minister of Transportation Todd Stones and getting us 25 buses that are a lot cleaner relative to diesel. Parks, trees, solar panel. We have so much sun here. Well, not in the winter time. I'll tell you more about that later. Scrap copper, because we need copper to produce these things, a little bit of copper. So let's get some scrap copper as opposed to dig a big hole beside our town. And taxes to change behavior. I'll come back to it. We might need a municipal tax on gasoline. It can definitely generate much more than $360,000. So which one is better? There's a study by Environmental Protection Agency in 2011, EPA in the US, that looked at the environmental regulations that occurred in 1990. And they said, well, if these regulations are in place, these are the benefits, and these are the costs, relative to not having the regulations in place. Always relative. An economist always talks in relative terms, never in absolute. So those pamphlets are absolute values. They're not relative values. What do they find? Benefits, $2 trillion. That's only 1 year, 2020. They looked at $2 trillion and the cost $65 billion. A ratio of 30 to 1. Oh, isn't that a better project? I would think so. There you go. An economist that says clean air is good economics. I found it probably from a child.